guys, it's Theresa of Larkin Design. I'm here today with my Disney album, yay! And in this layout, we are still at Hollywood Studios, and this is New Year's Eve. And so we had walked out of one of the shows, and it had gotten dark while we were in the show, and so we stepped out, and everything was dark, and all the lights were on, and so there's just this magical sort of nighttime special feeling about this layout and the layout that's coming up next. And so I wanted to make these layouts a little extra special. They are sort of the last few pictures that I have from the trip, and the last few moments of magic that we're just sort of holding on to this trip. And so I got a couple of really awesome pictures of the magical Mickey hats right at sundown, right at dusk. And so that is printed 9 by 12 on the left-hand side. And then I took some time with each of the kids to get their photos, sort of at the bottom of this supersized Mickey hat. And, we won't talk about the technical issues in the photographs because there are many. But that's okay. I don't have a nighttime lens. So I was just using my Canon T3 and a kit lens at this time. And so none of the pictures are perfect, but that's okay. They still show some of this magic, and so it was important to include these here. You'll also see that I am using, of course, my Sahlin Studio Project Mouse cards, and the cards that I'm using today are all from the classic kits. And then I had just gotten the Freckled Fawn kit for September of 2016, and so I'm using some of the products in that kit. And I'm also using some of the products that were in my Gossamer Blue kit, also for September. And particularly the stamp set in the Gossamer Blue kit, which is by Banana Fish Studio. And also some of the products from We Are Memory Keepers Urban Chic collection. So that collection has a sort of mod trendy feel, and I think that sort of carries through this event, this New Year's Eve at Hollywood Studios kind of feel. So I'm just going to embellish across my page, and working with this 9 by 12 photo, I just have to say that it's really awesome. And so what happens when you do a 9 by 12 photo in the Design A pocket page, you're left with the 3 by 4 cuts here, they're in the center of the layout. And so 2 of the 3 by 4 cuts are on 4 by 6 cards. So I've just adhered those to the back of the photo on the other side. So it's all 3 by 4, but on 4 by 6 cards, if that makes sense. You could certainly put those 3 by 4 photos, the cuts, you could put those on another 4 by 6 card. That would be another way that you could do that. So, and that doesn't bother me. I think it's really nice to have these larger pictures, and these iconic buildings at all of the Disney parks are really kind of cool. you know, they're just so easily recognizable that we all love to take these pictures, and so I think that we should feature them prominently in our albums. It also makes this layout complete. I think that, you know, it tells an important part of the story of where we were, and we were really actually seeing that Mickey hat like that in the dark at night is kind of magical, and we were fascinated with it. We spent a good deal of time just walking around and looking. We're such tourists. We were just looking at it, sort of in awe, you know, these lights and just a fun place to be. So, anyway, you'll see that I chose primarily white cards from the Sahlin Studio Project Mouse collection, and I did that on purpose because the photographs themselves are dark, and so I wanted to contrast that and still wanted the layout to feel light and airy even though the photos are mostly dark. So all the cards that I chose have a great deal of white space with black or gray text and a little tiny bit of red. You know, there's red in the clothing and pink in the clothing, and of course the Mickey hat itself is blue. So there's opportunities to bring in little touches of color as well. And then the Freckled Fawn kit for this month was gloriously black and white and gold. And I just loved everything about it. One other thing that I did as well in the Project Mouse, the Project Mouse Classic Kit is a folder of, ephemera or elements, an elements pack. And I like to pull the elements into a document in my Silhouette software. I open just a bunch of the elements that I think I might like to use, and I pull them into a blank document in the Silhouette software, and I print them out on vellum and then cut them on the Silhouette. And so you can see that I have the camera in the upper left-hand corner. That's printed on vellum from the Elements pack, and it's printed and cut on the Silhouette. There's also an arrow on that side of the page, and the tickets that you'll see on this side, on the right-hand side of the page, are also printed on vellum from the Elements pack. And I printed these interestingly enough, I printed them on pink vellum. And you'll have to play around a little bit with your printer, because I have to say that my printer is an Epson 7610, something like that. It's a wide format printer, and it's picky about what vellum it likes. And I've had the most success with Hobby Lobby vellum that's in their cardstock aisle. Trust me, I've tried all kinds, and it's just weird what kind of vellum your printer will take. I don't know. I think the feeder has a difficulty pulling it through the printer. I think that's one of the challenges that printers have with vellum. So, and of course my printer has 3 different trays too, and so I've had to experiment with which tray to run it through. So all different challenges of printing on vellum. I've certainly had my moments where I've wanted to just throw the whole printer out the window. But once once I've got the hang of it, once I've figured out which vellum to use and which paper tray to feed it through, and then the challenges that are inherent in using the silhouette, I think I've got it figured out. Your mileage may vary. That's my best advice that I can give you on printing out on vellum and cutting in the silhouette software. Your mileage may vary. Play with it. Don't give up, because when you do figure it out, what works best with your printer and how to get through all the user challenges in the silhouette, once you get it figured out, it's worth it. I love having these little, sort of vellum-y kind of ephemera. I like that look. And I will say that printing it on pink gives it a vintage feel already, just because it's not white and brand new, and you can't really tell that it's actually pink vellum. And I will say that I just happened to print it on pink vellum by accident, because I was just trying to figure out what vellums would work. And so I just went through I just went through what I had, all my vellum that I had, right? I had some from Studio Calico, I had some from Recollections, I had some from this particular kind from Hobby Lobby. So anyway, I encourage you to try it, see what your outcome is. It's definitely a fun way to use those elements in those Project Mouse kits. So back to the layout itself, and hopefully you've been watching and you've just sort of been seeing how I've added different elements around the page. Some of the Freckled Fawn embellishments worked out really nice. Those little wood pieces, I was really happy to use those. So I'm going to finish up this layout here on this one last photo, and then I'll give you a closer look at the layout. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you will like and comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And there's also a blog post that is connected to this video at larkindesign.squarespace.com. So go and check that out, and then I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Alright, thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.